Welcome back to week 6, session 2. It is 9:30 p.m. I'm still replying to some work messages on my phone. It's been an incredibly busy week and day. So this is a really late session. So I may have to dial back on the accessories. If something has to suffer, it's always going to be accessories. We have heavy close grip bench today, pause deadlift. We need to get this session done quick because I'm up early in the morning. Let's go. I wonder what we're going for today. It's going to be a heavy triple on bench. I feel like I need to lift something heavy to cool off from all this workload I've had. Is that normal? I think that's quite normal. Right, I remember now. I went to the normal gym last week and I did 120 for 3, but I was conservative because I was in the normal gym without safety bars. So we are going to do 130 for 3 close grip today, or we're going to attempt it anyway. I always wondered if I should actually use my job on YouTube as well and start like a channel on how to account or do your own tax returns and stuff like that. But there's a load of those channels already. Let's see as a challenge if I can explain a complicated financial topic to you in a short amount of time. You ever see those guys that trade like fucking... They're like, oh, I'm trading futures and options, and it's like, sounds all complicated. They don't even know how it works. They're just pressing buttons on a computer, but I'm gonna explain what's going on very simply. Let's explain what a future is while I bench 100 kilograms. So a future is where you agree to trade something at a set price in the future, basically. So I am a farmer and you are someone that wants to buy my grain. Let's pretend in a month's time you want grain. Let's say I have 10 kilograms of grain and it's gonna be £1 per kilogram. So I have 10 pounds worth of grain. That's the price of grain right now on the open market. All grain costs that much no matter where you buy it. Now, I think the price of grain is gonna be like 11 pounds in the future, and so do you. You think that's gonna be a fair price, right? So we shake hands and I agree to you that in a month's time, when you want the grain and the grain is grown, I'll sell it to you for 11 pounds because we think that's a fair price. So we shake on it and we now have a contract. And that contract is called a future. Now let's say what actually happens in a month's time is that the grain price goes down to £9 on the open market. Well, you agreed to buy it from me for £11, so you're gonna pay £11 and I'm gonna give you my grain. Now instead of me physically giving you the grain, let's say we live really far away. So instead of me delivering it, I say, hang on, I got a good idea. I'm gonna sell my grain that I have for £9 on the open market because that's what everyone's buying it for now, this month later. And then you're gonna go buy it because you want it for £9 on the open market. But we agreed 11. So I've got 9 from selling mine, you give me the other 2. You've spent 9, you give me 2, so you're £11 down. I've sold my grain for 9 and you've given me the 2, so I'm £11 up. So we're dead even on what we agreed on, and you now don't have to travel to me to get the grain because you can get it from someone that's even closer to you. That's all the contract's doing. I'm betting on the price of grain, but then instead of taking physical delivery or providing physical delivery, I'm just giving you the difference in price because it works out the same. So these things were invented so you could actually trade physical goods, but now that we have technology and computers, you know, oh, that's a great idea, then you don't even need to fucking deliver the grain. You can buy it yourself when you want, like, and then all the people get to just bet on the price of commodities and everything. So that's how it works. Your brain's probably fried now, so let's bench 120. Keep it more simple for this channel. And then an option, actually, let's continue with this conversation. Oh yeah. An option is where I give you the option to buy it. So because the price went down to £9, when that time comes, you go, oh, I don't actually want to pay you £11, so I'm going to cancel the contract. And then the contract gets cancelled and I just sell my grain to someone else for £9 and you buy it from someone else for £9, so you don't lose the money. Now, but with an option, you have to pay a fee up front for the privilege to cancel. So your fee up front might be like 50p. And then I at least gain 50p for giving you the option to buy my grain. I don't know if you'll find an explanation that simple anywhere else on YouTube. Not that I've looked for one. There's an off-topic rant for you. You can tell I've been working too much, holy shit. I need to actually take this weight kind of seriously because it's heavy. This is gonna be the heaviest triple I've done on bench in a long while. My heaviest ever close grip bench is 170. So 130 for 3 should be nothing. I got some pain in that long head of the tricep. I think it's because I did them last session, and that is definitely an underdeveloped muscle that I've never really trained before. If it's hurting now, it just goes to show that it does actually get used in bench in the lockout. Someone commented in a prior video, is it worth training the long head of the tricep if it's not used in bench? Someone else commented, well, it actually is used in the lockout part of the bench. I'm guessing the bench doesn't really develop it much, but it's definitely used. Otherwise I wouldn't feel any pain in it now. Super happy with that, considering how tired I am. It's now 10:15 p.m. I actually had to go back indoors and help with a bit of work because someone was struggling. I don't really want them working all weekend if I can help them in a shorter time span. Here's another finance myth that people get confused on with shares. So when you're trading in the stock market and stuff, people look at companies and they see in the news, they say, oh, Tesla lost 20% of its share value. Investors scrambling, blah, blah, blah. People like in the news that don't know finance are like, oh shit, Tesla's doing really badly. They lost a lot of money. That money is nothing to do with Tesla. So let's bang this set out and I'll explain why. Yo, we're learning and watching lifting. What a fucking series this is. So let's use an example to explain this one. This home gym I invest in, this is my home gym. I buy equipment out of my own money. It's now quite a decent gym, right? Let's say I'm gonna offer 100 shares out for £1 each, or anyone can buy them, entitle them to own 1% of this gym. So when I offer you the shares, you're all gonna give me £1 a share, so I'm gonna get £100 and I can use that £100 to buy a bit more equipment. I'm not gonna get any more money in or out, that's it. The shares are gone, I've got the money. Now it's up to me to continue to run the gym how I run the gym. But you guys that own that 1%, you can sell your ownership to someone else. You could sell it to them for £2 if you want. You earned yourself £1. I didn't earn £1 just because the share price went up. I didn't earn shit. So when you hear the media say, oh, share prices have dropped in this company, that doesn't mean the company has taken any financial hit just because of the share price. They may have had some bad news or done something bad or done something illegal, and that's caused people to not want to own a share in the company and sell it for less, which drives the share price down. So yes, the share price might coincide with losses of value in the company, but the loss of value in the company is not because the share price has moved. Complex financial topics with Hadyn Wiseman. I think we probably have some upper body accessory. Let's have a look. Incline dumbbell bench. We're not in the normal gym, so we're gonna pec fly instead. Definitely gained a fair bit of weight since I started this process. I haven't really reduced my body fat though, so I still look a bit of a lump. But the goal is to get to like close to 90 kilos would be ideal, but completely lean. So I may have to actually do like a bit of a bulk cut to gain the muscle. Ah, oh, lovely. Let's bust another finance myth. People think when they earn a certain amount and get into the 40% tax bracket that they pay 40% on everything they earn. So they think they'll actually be worse off because they'll pay more tax. It's not true. How it works is you're gonna get the first 12.5 grand tax-free that you earn. So even if you earn above that, let's say you earn 20 grand, that first 12, tax-free, only the extra 7.5 grand is going to be at 20% tax. When you earn a bit more and when you get to 50 grand, then you're going to get 12 grand tax-free. Then up to 50 grand, that's going to be taxed 20%. And then above that is going to be taxed 40%. So you should always take a pay rise, even if it puts you in a higher tax bracket, you'll always be better off. It's only the additional amount that's subject to the higher rate. Do I have to say that this is like not financial advice, by the way? I think you have to say that on YouTube, don't you? This is not financial advice, but this is how to get motherfucking strong advice. Don't miss your workouts, even if you're tired. That is advice you should take. Just get it done. Even if it's not the full session, which is probably what this is going to be. There's going to be a few accessories missed, but it's going to be a session. Character building, that's what it is. Deadlifts now, I think it's quite heavy this week as well. Like, it's paused deadlifts. On week 1, I started at like 160, and then I've increased it 10 kilos each week. I think I'm now at like 190. Let's double check the weight and then let's get on with it. It's funny talking about this finance stuff. I was watching a video earlier that was totally relatable on YouTube. And it was about, there's a guy that was explaining his story of joining a corporate office and the stupid like corporate culture. And man, it reminded me so much of my first job. I'm still a chartered accountant, but I'm way happier where I am now. Before it was a super professional setting. My first proper job out of uni, you know. And the culture was just like pure chain of command. Like, you'd only talk to the person in charge of you, they'd only talk to the person in charge of you, so on and so on. It's just so weird for me. You go into the office, you should just be able to talk to anyone, but people are so careful about what they say in case they offend anyone. And at my current job, it's way easier to just talk to anyone and it's all friendly and just normal, like fucking normal. Like, high-end corporate thing. It's like a lot of their ideas was just shit that they could then take to their boss and say, oh look, I implemented this idea, and it would be like the most inefficient shit that cost everyone loads of time and didn't add anything. I remember one time, like, I had to go to a payroll office to check some payroll stuff. And like, I was in a suit, I had like a hoodie or something. It wasn't really unprofessional at all. It didn't have any logos, just a fucking hoodie, right? And I had to walk across from the building I was in to the payroll office. It's a little company, little local company. So I put my hoodie on, and one of the seniors on the job's like, what are you putting that on for? I was like, I'm going across the road and it's pouring down with rain. So, you know, I don't want to get soaked in my suit. I'm just going over there to the payroll lady, and oh, but that's not professional. It's like not the right fucking coat or something to wear. I think they talked to me about it after, and I just cannot wrap my head around that. Like the payroll lady's just like, oh yeah, how you doing? Just a fucking normal person, dressed normal, not dressed smart at all. Like, she does not give a shit what I'm wearing. She just wants me to check the numbers, make sure they're right, go, yep, your numbers are all good, and then get the fuck off site. I don't want to be checked or audited anymore. I don't give a shit what you wear. Just come and check the numbers, and then please let me go on my job. They're not going to be like, oh, he was wearing a blue hoodie, and I find that very unprofessional. These people actually exist, man, in the real world, in most corporate jobs. What are they doing? It literally blows my mind, that culture. And you had to track everything you did on a timesheet, down to like 15-minute intervals, exactly what you were doing. All right, 170. Paused. We'll do a single for this, and then it's on to the 190, the actual working set. Whew. I haven't used straps at all this entire prep, which is a first. My hands are still holding up. I will probably use straps in the last 2 weeks though, because I found that when it gets really heavy, like right towards comp, my hands will rip and then they'll be ruined for comp. They won't be recovered in time. And they're getting to the point now where I've got some calluses, and if we start getting close to 300 deadlift, they're probably gonna rip. So in the last 2 weeks, I will use straps, but I'll train grip on the side. God damn. Do you ever not realize you're thirsty, have a sip of water, and you were actually really thirsty, and then your body's just like, oh my God, holy shit, this is good. I just had that then. That probably means I'm not very well hydrated. Sorry, coach. Only one top set today. So let's get this done. 1 set of 3, 190. It's getting fairly heavy for paused reps now. Ooh, sore on the hands, but we didn't rip, we're good. 20% back off, which is 38 kilograms. What are we at, 190? So we'll take off 40 just to make it easy on the maths. 150. To be insanely good at powerlifting, or anything else for that matter, you really have to have so many circumstances align so that you can do it. If we take powerlifting, for example, to be the very best, I'm not talking about being very, very good. I'm talking about being the elite of the elite of the elite. You need very good genetics, so that's just luck of the draw. You need to actually have the desire to train hard through pain, discomfort, consistently, that feels difficult. You need to kind of be able to wake up whenever you want, so you're getting enough sleep every night. You need to have access to good equipment. I'm super lucky to have this gym at home. If I didn't have this gym at home, there's no way I'd be good at all. Like, I couldn't have traveled to the gym tonight, it's too late. I could have, but then I'd have got no sleep. I've probably had to get fast food on the way home. So you need all this time and things to align. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned about all these young kids that seem to be lifting crazy numbers. And I think it's just now that powerlifting is more popular and people know how to program it. These young people really have an advantage because they're like at high school or college, and they just have so much more time. When I was at university, I could like sleep in a lot of days if lectures weren't until late. I could go gym whenever I felt good. Whereas now it's like I have to go gym just whenever the hour is free in the day, and that could be at any time. There's no money in powerlifting. If you're in a normie sport like basketball, football, anything like that, your passion can also earn you your income, and then you're able to just completely structure your life around that one thing. To do that with powerlifting, when there's no money in powerlifting, is extremely difficult, unless you're like very wealthy. If you're very wealthy and don't have to work, you're normally not the type of person that would want to go through the struggle of lifting weights all the time, really heavy weights, and it being painful. I feel like powerlifting is a sport better suited to people that have gone through some hardship maybe. But maybe that's true of all sports. Like, people need some fire in them from discomfort to try and better themselves, maybe. All right, let's get it. I hope you enjoy these rants today. It's a rare one I speak this much. I'll soon see from the number of views and shit. Okay, final set of 3. Ooh. Gains so far. I don't know how to pose at all. So that's all you're getting. Anyway, it's probably like nearly 11 PM now. I'm gonna wake up early and dig in my front garden because I'm gonna have some building work done and I wanna do as much of it myself as I can to reduce the price. Like the video, I'll see you next time.